I'm your host, Riem Zin Labidin, and you are listening to Tech Tag Podcast. The previous episode was in Tunisian dialect. In this episode, I'm going to summarize about the inspiring journey of Ibtihel Fekih in English. Let's start with the education path of Ibtihel. In high school, Ibtihel took a scientific branch. Then she chose mathematics as a major. When she studied some programming-related courses, she knew that she didn't like it. For the following years at university, she chose to study a preparatory cycle at the Higher Institute of Applied Sciences and Technology of Sousse in Tunisia. She thought that it's going to be more scientific. But then she got disappointed because in this institute, most of the courses were related to computer science. And the following engineering cycle is going to be more focused on IT field. She knew that she didn't like informatics in general, so she tried to find a way what she needs to do to deal with this situation. So she asked some of her teachers. One of them gave her an advice to keep going because most of mathematicians are good in programming and she can make it. She just needs to make an additional effort comparing to her classmates. With this advice, Ibtihel got inspired and motivated to think about it in a different way. Besides this, she knew that she doesn't want to lose any year at university. So she decided to keep going and to go through this obstacle with an additional effort. After the second year in preparatory cycle, she found herself more adapted to the situation. Then she continued her engineering cycle there. She chose software engineering as a major. In 2014, she got graduated and she started her journey as a software engineer. The first job of Ibtihel. Her first job was at the same company where she did the internship to make her end-of-studies project. Ibtihel pointed out that if you have worked on a project during your internships, this is going to be considered as an experience because you are going to use different technologies and you will gain more knowledge and you will develop more skills. And especially the more you dive deep into a specific technology, the more you become expert on it. And this is going to bring you the opportunity to continue working on this technology during your first job because you will be a good candidate for that. This is exactly what happened to Ibtihel. In one of her internships, she worked using Symfony, the content management tool. And in her end-of-studies project, she used the same technology. She got more experience on it, and this helped her to get her first job. What are the challenges that Ibtihel had faced during her first job? In 2014, most of the IT companies in Tunisia didn't hire for different positions like backend, frontend, DevOps, tester, etc. Ibtihel was working on everything: documentation, design, and every part of the project. During that time, she took many responsibilities, including onboarding newcomers. She learned a lot about team management, project management, task management. She developed more and more skills. She believed that this is going to bring her more opportunities in the future. She was very enthusiastic about it, even it was challenging. She worked there 3 years as a developer and 1 year and a half as a team lead. Then she discovered her interest to become a scrum master. She started learning about it by herself and she looked for a new job. Even she wasn't certified as a scrum master, people were impressed about how much she was good at it. And finally, she got hired. Ibtihel gave an advice to everyone who is willing to achieve a certain goal. Whatever it is, you can make it possible. You just have to dare to do it. Once you take the first step, you will find yourself capable to make it. And you continue. Nowadays, learning is more accessible, and there are many available resources in the internet. Dare to do it, and you will make it. And for sure, there is going to be challenges and obstacles along the way, and it's the way how you will deal with them will define whether you will continue or not. From the challenges that Ibtihel has faced during her journey, there are some of her colleagues who didn't want to share their knowledge with her. There is this mindset that people fear the newcomers. They think, oh, maybe they will steal my position if I will share with them what I know. Unfortunately, this exists in many companies, and it affects to the whole environment. It becomes a toxic environment, and it encourages this mindset to be spread more and more. Even the newcomer will learn that their colleagues doesn't want to share their knowledge. They will try to learn by themselves, and they won't share their knowledge to the newcomers. And this is for sure doesn't give any value to the company. It will affect even the relationship with the colleagues. There won't be collaboration between them. It would be like a war, like everyone is going to be against each other's instead of working and collaborating with each others as a team. And when Ibtihel faced this situation, she had a problem to be integrated within the team and to feel included. But then she decided to learn by herself, and she wanted to keep her enthusiasm. So she decided to take the responsibility to take care of the new hires and to onboard them. And this helped the newcomers to feel included, and it has a nice impact to the culture of the company. But sadly, the basics was still there. There are managers there who took for granted the effort of Ibtihel. And this because of that mindset. If you share your knowledge, we can get rid of you, because there are other people who know that, and we don't need you anymore. And this is the worst mindset that could ever exist in your company. Be careful about these people. Ibtihel pointed out that it's better that during the hiring process to notice if these people have this kind of mindset. It will affect the whole team. Be careful about it. And mostly the managers, once the manager has this mindset, it will for sure make other people be afraid if they will lose their job. I think knowledge sharing is very valuable. This is how the environment becomes inclusive to people, and it makes it easier to work with each others and to make progress and to be productive and positive. Having a nice team, colleagues are happy and friendly and kind with each others, and like value the people who share their knowledge. If it will be defined as part of their job, it becomes more motivating for them, and it creates a better and constructive culture. And especially if a company provides a good onboarding process, it will make a first good impression for the newcomer. And obviously, people will learn about your product and can work and start working on it. So this is the gain of the company, and there shouldn't be a problem with knowledge sharing within the team. And make sure that there is no competition within the team and everyone is collaborating together and working with each others. Ibtihel likes to explore her skills and to directly collaborate in the project. She likes to see her impact in the company. Her second job didn't end well because her effort wasn't appreciated, and she felt she couldn't do more and she couldn't learn more. She was limited with the Scrum Master position. How did Ibtihel progress in her career? Ibtihel got an opportunity to work on a project in a context of entrepreneurship. She learned a lot from that experience about the method of working and dealing with different conflicts type, and she developed many more skills. Then she worked as a CEO at an IT startup. At that time, she explored a lot about herself, and she discovered that she's not made to be a simple employee, limited on a specific salary and ideas and a limited position. She wants to do more. She wants to participate on building a constructive culture and a safe environment. And she wants to choose with whom she can work. Basically, she wants to work with people who are open to learn, understand, and who have empathy towards others. Ibtihel prefers to have partners in her business instead of employees. She thinks this is a better way to grow a business. There will be more commitment because a partner would have a stake in the company and they would invest their time and effort for the company. They will try to offer help and participate on making good decisions because everyone will take care of the business as their own business. Ibtihel is the founder of Kbayroun. The original inspiration of Kbayroun project was when the kid of Ibtihel had some learning trouble when he was 3 years old. He started play therapy sessions in which he played some educational games for 45 minutes with a specialist. And the therapist sent to Ibtihel some of the games to repeat the exercises with her kids at home. Ibtihel took these activities very seriously and she started sharing about them on social media. The community was interested about that, especially the parents. They started to ask her about the games and how to get closer to their kids by playing these games. One day, Ibtihel got one of the games from France. When the audience asked her where they can get that game, she got an idea to make this as a project and to make these games accessible in Tunisia and less expensive. She talked to a friend who lives in Canada about her project idea. Her friend was an entrepreneur. He inspired her to launch her project and offered her advice. Then she decided to go for it and she got inspired. She refined her idea and wrote down the vision of Kbayroun. She had brainstorming sessions with some people who helped her. Ibtihel is very grateful because many people helped her to launch the project. She said that the reasons why she likes to help and share her knowledge with others, even she doesn't get back that from them, from the same people, she believed that someday she will find people who will believe in her and who will help her. And this is exactly what happened. The journey of Ibtihel continues. On each step, there are many obstacles that she had to go through and sacrifices. Ibtihel attends different events in TV and radios and different conferences. Behind the scene, she had to travel long hours with public transportation. And you know, in Tunisia, this is not comfortable. And she had to spend some cold nights without heater in different cities. But she did it because she's willing to make it. She once had a radio interview at a hospital while visiting her mom. It was her first opportunity to get in public radio, and she didn't want to waste it. Her mom encouraged her to do it, and she made it in the bathroom, the quietest place in a hospital. At that time, Ibtihel realized how much she is unstoppable and she's very, very, very enthusiastic and she believes in her project. To learn from this, how to keep going. When you are in a bad situation, when life puts you through a bad position, why would you stop in a bad position? You need to move. You need to go somewhere else, right? And during the hard time, remember that you already went through obstacles and you made it and you are here now. If you go forward, you are going to become better and to make step forward towards your goal. Ibtihel mentioned also that there are people who are struggling more than you. If we remember that in our hard time, we will see how thankful and grateful we will be. Sometimes we perceive problems that they aren't problems in reality. So make sure if the problem you are facing is a real problem, you need to think about it. And if you fail, just know that you have learned that this direction is not the right one. You need to change it, but don't stop. In this context, Ibtihel shared the story. about a girl who went to her wise mother and complained that she is very tired and life is so hard. Her mother asked her to boil 3 things separately: an egg, a carrot, and a coffee. She wanted to show her how can these 3 elements have different states, knowing that the water represents the obstacles of life. There are people who were soft and become harder after they face obstacles, and it become hard to deal with. This is like the egg. And there are people who were strong, and when they go through obstacles, they become very weak, like the carrot. And there are people who adapt to the situation and go through the obstacles and become a better version of themselves and bring a value like a tasty coffee. So choose what you want to be in this case. My friends, I hope that you enjoyed today's episode and that you got inspired by the journey of Ibtihel. I'm looking forward to our next episode with a new guest and new inspiring story. Until then, stay safe and stay tuned to our next episode. Tic Tac, tackle the inspiration.